There's no grape aroma. There's grapefruit, definitely. Hi there, and welcome to another beer tasting of Icelandic beer. We're in Studio B right now, also known as my living room, and I would do another brewery than I did last time. Not that you're probably not watching it in sequence, I guess, but if you are, well done. Thank you. But I'm doing the same brewery as I did last time, Viking. And there's a reason. See, it's not just because I'm lazy. No, it's because for years, I've wanted to understand American football, and it's just strange. First of all, the name doesn't make any sense because obviously I'm from Europe, and what we call football is what Americans call soccer. And it's not called soccer, it's called football because it's a ball that you kick with your foot. It's as simple as that. The American thing is, first of all, you don't kick very much, and secondly, that's not a ball. A ball is round, it's like running with a baby in your arms. Baby running. Anyway, I wanted to understand baby running, so I got my friend who's really into that to explain it to me, and I've been watching football tonight, and you're probably watching this. I don't know when this will be up because I record these in advance, but I'm watching this now as the Vikings game in the championships. Championship Sunday is about to happen, so I thought, why not? It's because of the Minnesota Vikings. So that's my excuse. Also, this is one of my favorite beers today. At the moment. This is a red IPA from Viking. And as I mentioned last time, Viking is a macro brewery, but they have something called their craft selection. And this beer I've been having a lot because, mostly because it's available at a bar that I do some work for. And, when I'm there, I tend to have it. So without further ado, I'm going to pour this. And I have my BrewDog glass at the moment. I don't have any Viking glasses, so otherwise, I try to remain brand consistent. And there you go. It's very, very cold, but it's red. It's a red IPA, and it's very red and very cloudy, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It seems to be a thing these days that beers aren't clear anymore. I don't know. Whatever. But anyway, let me read the text on the bottle because I've discovered they have weird things written on their bottles. So here we go. At sea, no one could match the Vikings as they boldly challenged the waves, explored the entire world, and ventured into uncharted realms. They sailed to the British Isles, France, and the Baltics, where they practiced trade as well as terror. Yes, they did. There was rape and pillage and slavery. They carried goods along Russian waters. No, they carried goods along Russian waterways, all the way to the Black Sea, served as soldiers in Constantinople, and discovered new worlds beyond the high seas in America. Yeah, there you go. IPA was invented to be preserved for long excursions at sea, which explains its iconic hoppy flavor. The Viking Red IPA also has grape and a hint of citrus in its palate. I'm assuming they mean grapefruit. We call it grape in Icelandic, which obviously is a different thing. There's no grape aroma. There's grapefruit, definitely. So they should get their translation looked at there. The Munich malt gives it a deep copper color, a robust body, and a sweet caramelized tones which add balance against the bitter. I agree with that. There's no grape, it's grapefruit. So yeah, definitely, obviously citrus, American hops, sea hops, Cascade, Centennial, something like that. Very citrusy, very grapefruity. Nice head retention. I like it. I like it a lot. I like the appearance. And yeah, a little bit of caramel is coming through along with the hops. Just, there's a slight caramelly hint there. And as I mentioned, it's, as you can see, hazy and red. Yeah. Oh yeah. This is good. This is a beer, and that's also another reason that I thought this would be appropriate now, because again, it's between games now, and between football games, which I've never done before. But when you're watching a game, you want to have a beer, and this is a very drinkable beer. This is something that you could definitely drink a few of while watching the game, Although it is 6.1% ABV, so maybe don't drink too many, but unless that's what you're actively trying to do. So, oh yeah, it's got a nice bitterness to it. It's got the citrus. As they say on the bottle, the Munich malt is there. It has a nice malt character, which is nice in the hoppy. And there's the whole controversy about these names like Red IPA. That doesn't make any sense because the P stands for pale and all of that stuff. And I get it, but it does communicate what this is very well. It is a very hoppy beer that is red and malty, and oh, it's good. It's dry. It's dry. It's citrusy. It's nicely bitter. I feel, and I don't know if this is just an Icelandic thing. I don't think it is. But of course, I mainly taste Icelandic beers, and the craft beers that get imported here tend to be they tend to come from Europe, not so much the States. We get some from the States, but not too many. So I'm not as versed in what's happening in there, because obviously the United States is where all of the hoppiness is happening, and but anyway, but I get a feeling that there's been a tendency for hoppy beers to be less bitter and more on the aroma side, which is cool. But every now and then, I just want a really hoppy, a really bitter hoppy beer. I want an IPA that's just really without it being like an imperial IPA or something. Which, although imperial IPAs tend to be too sweet for my taste, but yeah, every now and then I just want something that just bites me with the bitterness. And this, it's not like it doesn't scrunch up your face or anything, but it's nicely bitter, and but which goes very well with the malty character. But it's malty without being too sweet. It's nicely balanced. I gotta say, it's not, it doesn't. It's nicely balanced for an IPA. Obviously, an IPA should always lean towards the hops. It shouldn't really be balanced, but as for what this is, it's just perfect in the balance, I think. Yeah, again, this is one of my favorite beers. It's a very drinkable beer. This is something that I can drink every day, and that's often that is my sort of standard for judging beers. I don't like to give marks or anything like that. I probably should have done this in the first two. Maybe I'll do it from now on. But this is sort of my standard. Would I buy this again? And in this case, yes, I definitely would. I just think it's a fantastic beer. And yeah, and I mean, would I buy it again? I mean, I buy it all the time. So that's the Víking Red IPA. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you like these videos, I would be very, very happy if you like and subscribe. And there's a whole bell thing in the thing that I hear is important. And if you're traveling to Iceland, you can do a beer tasting with me. Just go to beertour.is. You can come and do a beer tasting. I have some brewery tours planned. I don't know if that's up when you're watching this, but hopefully. And also, I have a thing called Free Walking Tour Reykjavik. So if you go to freewalkingtour.is, you can find that. And my top tips for visiting Iceland and all sorts of cool things. So the links will be in the blah 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 down below. Thank you for watching and cheers. See you next time.